Hello everyone, I am Dr. Kalpana Chauhan. I am delivering lectures on industrial electronics. I am starting with module 1, that is related to power semiconductor devices, and the first lecture is on introduction to industrial electronics. So, what is industrial electronics? It is different from power electronics. Actually, power electronics devices, power electronic is related to the power electronic devices, designing and manufacturing and their applications. But industrial electronics is the broad area of the power electronics. Power electronics is just a part of industrial electronics. Industrial electronics is a branch of electronics that deals with power electronics devices. These devices are maybe diode, thyristors, SCRs, means solid state devices, AC or DC drives, meters, sensors, analyzers, analog and digital devices, both are included in the industrial electronics. Load cells, automatic test equipments also related to the industrial electronics, relays, registers, transistors that can be used in many applications in industrial electronics are the part of industrial electronics syllabus. Other industrial electronics equipments which may be used in the industries, these industries may be chemical industries, mechanical industries or electrical industries. Radio frequency circuit boards, timers, counters are also part of industrial electronics. Not only these, waveguides, scopes and amplifiers are also included in the industrial electronics. So, we can see that the industrial electronics in all industries, industrial electronics is applicable. Industrial electronics is having a interdisciplinary nature. It is not only belong to the control system, but also belongs to the instrumentation. If we use instrumentation, we want to build a instrument, then we need devices which are made from the power electronics or solid state devices. Mechanisms included in the industries and diagnosis and automation of various industrial applications covered by the industrial electronics. There are signal processing applications also which is covered by the industrial electronics. Now, power semiconductor devices are the main part of the industrial electronics. The core research area which is included in the industrial electronics is the electrical power machine drives, its design and power conditioning and power semiconductor devices. While we design the industrial application based devices, then there are loads of consideration have been given to the designing. The more consideration is given on to the power economy and energy management by keeping in mind the consumer electronic products. Industrial electronics refers to the equipment, tool and process that involve electrical equipment in an industrial setting. This could be a laboratory, automotive plant, power plant or construction site, etc. Industrial electronics are used extensively not only in electrical engineering, but it is also belongs to the chemical processes, plants, oil, gas, petroleum plants, mining and metal processing units. Electronics and semiconductor manufacturing, as I earlier told, that these are the heart of the industrial electronics. Now, what is the scope of industrial electronics? The first scope is design and maintenance of from simple electrical fuses to complicated programmable logic controllers, which are very large devices. Solid state devices and motor drives are also in the scope of industrial electronics. So, we can see that industrial electronics having the scope from small devices to the large application devices. Heavy industries also used industrial electronics applications. Industrial electronics can handle the automation of all types of modern day electrical, mechanical, industrial processes. Some of the specialties equipment used in industrial electronics include variable frequency converter. Those are made up of solid state devices, and inverter drives also made up of solid state devices. There are lots of solid state devices available. Those we have studied in power electronics, as well as we will discuss in industrial electronics also. There are human machine interface, hydraulic positioners, and computer or microprocess controlled robotics. So, there is a large scope of industrial electronics. As I told that every devices, if we start from a basic circuit, then there is need to study power semiconductor devices. Power electronic devices which act as solid state switches in the circuits, we call them as semiconductor devices, and they do not have any mechanical movement. These devices are, some of these devices are power diodes, not signal diode. We will study here power diodes. These are different from signal diodes. And another is metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor, enhancement of the power diode. Then power junction transistor, one type of diode that we frequently used in industrial electronics is the Schottky diode. Then insulated gate bipolar transistor we will use in many applications of industrial electronics. Then thyristors, the basic of thyristor is silicon controlled rectifier, SCRs, those we called SCRs. Then gate turn of thyristor, Morse control thyristor, these are not just but the type of thyristors. In this module, we will discuss these devices one by one, and the first one is power diode. As I told, power diode is different from the signal diode. A simple signal diode having p-n junctions means there is a p and n type of semiconductors. When the p and n type of semiconductors are joined, then they form a junction, p-n junction. We called it as like we have a p and n. This is a simple p-n junction diode, and the junction formed between them is called as p-n junction. When an impurity is added in p or n type of semiconductor, then there may be a free electrons or holes. Those the movement of these free electrons create a depletion region, and if we apply a supply to the p-n junction diode forward bias, then there may be a current flow. But in case of power diode, the layer is different. In case of power diode, there are 3 layers, not only p-n layer, there are an extra layer called as intrinsic layer. So, the layer of these semiconductors are p-i-n, the structure is p-i-n structure, p layer, intrinsic layer and n layer. So, The symbol of power diode is just like signal diode having anode and cathode. Let us see the structure of power diode. There is a N plus substrate. N plus means heavily doped N substrate. After that, there is a N minus substrate which is lightly doped. N minus means lightly doped N substrate, and there is a P plus highly positively substrate. P plus highly positive substrate, and this N minus layer is called as intrinsic layer. So, PIN stands for intrinsic semiconductor layer to bear the high level reverse voltage as compared to signal diode, and the N minus layer is known as drift region or drift layer. So, where is the connections, where are the anode and cathode in PIN junction diode? Here we can see that on the P plus layer there is a anode, and N plus layer there is a cathode, and the region N minus region is the drift region. The heavily doped P layer act as an anode, as I have seen in the figure, and the thickness of this layer is around 10 micrometer. It is not more than the N minus layer. Its thickness is around 10 micrometer, and doping means impurity, and the doping level is 10 to the power 19 per centimeter, means per 10 to the power 19 centimeter there is a impurity. Then last layer of the heavily doped N plus act as a cathode. The thickness of this layer is around 250 to 300 micrometer, means more than the P plus layer. Heavily doped P plus layer, the thickness compared to heavily doped P plus layer, the thickness of the N plus layer is large, and doping level is same as in case of P plus layer. It is 10 to the power 19 per centimeter, means every 10 to the power 19 centimeter there is a impurity. The middle layer that is above the anode layer P, it is means middle layer N minus layer on which P layer has been inserted is known as drift layer, and the thickness of this layer we can't decide without knowing the required breakdown voltage. So, the thickness of drift layer depends on the required breakdown voltage. So, if we increase the width of the drift layer, suppose there is a increase in the width of drift layer, then what happened? Breakdown voltage is increases and on state voltage drop increases. Means if we decrease the width of the drift layer, then breakdown voltage will decrease and on state voltage is also decrease, and depending on the breakdown voltage level the drift layer width can be decided. If on state voltage drop increases, that means losses increases. So, the cross sectional area of the diode depends upon the magnitude of the current to be handled. Widths are different, those are depend on the breakdown voltage, but the cross sectional area of the diode depends upon the magnitude of the current to be handled. Higher the current to handle, more area required. Suppose we are talking about high power applications. Power diode is used for high power applications, that means there may be high currents. So, the area of the diode, power diode should be large for high current applications. We see the advantages of intrinsic layer, but there is a drawback of this intrinsic layer also. It is that it adds noticeable resistance during forward bias condition. Intrinsic layer is good for reverse bias condition, means if there is a high power application, then it increases the breakdown level of the breakdown voltage. But the intrinsic layer may also create high resistance during the forward bias condition. That means, if resistance is increases, we know that temperature increases, because resistance is directly proportional to the resistance is directly proportional to the temperature, or we can say the temperature is directly proportional to the resistance. So, if resistance is increases, temperature increases. So, there is a requirement of proper cooling arrangement for handling the large power dissipation. If large power dissipation occurs, obviously losses increases. So, there are numerous applications of power diode. We have seen that they having the capability to increase the breakdown voltage level while if we change the width of the intrinsic layer. It is having the high capability of handling the large current if you increase the area of the diode. So, they can be used for numerous applications, and these applications include the designing of the rectifier, voltage clamper. These can be broadly used for the use to act as a freewheeling diode, and it can be used also for voltage multiplier and many other applications. There are some features of power diode. Some of the features we have seen earlier, and some features are more important features are incorporated in the power diode to handle the large power. It is different for the signal diode. I am saying this thing again and again, that it is different from the signal diode. So, some special things should be included in this, and one of the feature is guard ring. What is guard ring? Guard ring is a nothing but a p type, some p type impurity that prevents their depletion layer merge with the depletion layer of the reverse bias p-n junction. So, why we use this layer, why we use the guard ring? The guard ring prevents the radius of the curvature of the depletion layer boundary to become too narrow, which increases the breakdown strength. We told earlier that power diodes are used for high breakdown voltage applications. So, there is need to insert a guard ring which prevents the radius of the curvature of the depletion layer boundary to become too narrow, which increases the breakdown strength. What is the significance of increasing the breakdown strength? The significance is that at high voltage, high breakdown voltage, the device should not be damaged. The next feature that we have to include in the power diode is coating of silicon dioxide layer. Why we use silicon dioxide layer? Because silicon dioxide SiO2 layer helps in limiting the electric field at the surface of the power diode, because these are used for high power applications. So, there may be a chance to to the generation of electric field on the surface of the power diode. So, for this purpose we use this silicon dioxide layer on the surface of power diode. Now, let us see if the thickness of lightly doped intrinsic layer, or we can say drift layer and minus layer is greater than the depletion layer width at breakdown, then non punch through power diode occurs. This means depletion layer has not punched through the lightly doped N minus layer or intrinsic layer. On the other hand, if the layer thickness of the layer intrinsic layer is less than depletion layer width at breakdown, then punch through the power diode occurs. So, we have to keep in mind that what should be the thickness of the intrinsic layer. We have to keep in mind if we design that what kind of current should be handled by the power diode. Thank you.